Hey, welcome back to the Manco Workshop and thank you for joining me again. Right, you can see this is the R707 that's going to go into the case that on the previous video we restored the chip on the corner. You see it's come out pretty well. Blends in. If you didn't know it was there, you'd have to really have a good close look at that case to realise it. Now, the case that is replacing, and the whole reason I bought that case was just purely for the handle, but when it came it's in such good condition and I love the gold tinge on the trim, so we're keeping that. Now this is off the case that this R707 came out of. Now as you can see, the handle failed and it fell down and it didn't smash to bits, but it got damaged quite badly. Quite a bit of the case was damaged that I was going to repair, but like I say, when this replacement came along, I thought let's just go with it. So the way I'm going to put this in, if you remember, this one has the DC power supply. Now what I'm going to do is hopefully tuck that up there behind the board out of the way in this case, because the case we're using, oh, we've got the battery stay as well. The case we're using doesn't have the DC socket in it. It was a battery only unit. So what I'm going to do is move this stuff up a little bit. You see I've got various nuts here and washers. I've got some screws, and we'll lie this case down and we'll start the assembly. So first of all, we're going to get the speaker in. So let's sort of slide it all down, get the speaker in place, move this more into a clear shot. Get that lined up, and we'll get the washers on the housings for these nuts that hold the speaker in place. Let's just do that. Let's get the nuts. Stick them on. Of course my arm's in the way, you can't see what's going on. There's one. There's two. Nearly two. There's a third. And there's the fourth. Now what I'm going to use again is really, if you only buy one of these sockets that come in this BA rather than millimeters, the 4BA I find fits loads and loads of radios. It's dead handy socket to have. I'm just going to wind the nuts down. So that's a 4BA socket. I'm not even going nowhere near tight. Now what I'll do is, like you do on a car wheel, if you replace a wheel, I'm going to do opposites so as not to distort the cradle of the speaker, and I'm just going to literally knit them up. They don't need 3,000 pounds of torque on them. Now next to go in is the battery tray, so we'll just ease that into position. And that's held in with two screws. Let me pull it up so you can see here and here. So I'm going to have to lean over the camera to do this. And then next that will go in is the whole chassis. These rods here, they have a little recess part in the cheeks where they sit. But obviously I'll put that in after I've screwed these in. Let's see if I can get to it without having to. So I'm going to screw them in like that. I am going to pause because I'm going to have to lean over the set to get these in. So I'll just pause the video while we screw them in, then we'll get the chassis in place. And then that's pretty much all there is to it really. So there we go, there's this R707 back together. I don't think that the silver chrome and the gold face actually clash too much. I think it looks rather splendid. I guess all there is to do now is put a little bit of power to it and test it. So, as I said at the beginning, these take two lantern style 6-volt batteries, so it needs 12 volts. What was I going to, oh yes, the only thing I'm going to say, when you are putting these back in the chassis, these stays, these metal stays that hold the chassis in by the screw at the bottom, just be careful when you put them in, because they can catch on the edge of the battery tray and end up bending and distorting out of shape, which happened to me on this one while I had the video paused, so you didn't hear me swearing. Anyway, let's give this 12 volts. I'm going to put these connections onto here where the lantern type batteries usually go. Let's see if we've got connection to see if we get any sound. There we go. So that's FM. I won't get any shortwave, it's through the day. Has got a shortwave band.
Please, get it right back. Gee up the following.
That's medium wave, don't pick up much there. See if I can get radio 4 on long wave.
User, I am shocked that virtually no one is covering their nose and mouth while coughing in public, on a train or a tube, given the threat of COVID-19.
So there we go, that's just a very brief spin with this R707. I think that's about it for this one. They are lovely sets. I keep saying that. There are some radios I don't like, by the way, and I might work on one of them in future. All the ones up to yet, I do like the radios. And I always say these are lovely sets. Believe me, there are a few that I don't particularly care for, but we could get onto them in a different video. Perhaps then that's the different tools might come out then, like sledgehammers and things, but hey ho. Again, thank you for watching it. So it's been a bit of a short video, but there's not much more to say on this R707. And as always, be good to each other, and I hope you join me in the next video. Cheers guys.